All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Uh, the news is over. The calendar is blank for the rest of the time we have together. All right, all the main events basically came up uh, within the past hour or so. So February the 29th is almost over. All right, so we have a couple of speeches, and the rest of it has already come out. The PCE numbers, the jobless numbers, all of that good stuff interfered with what was happening already. I've been trading with a couple of other students, and so I have open trades. I still have some trades from yesterday, and so I have a hedge pending up at the top just in case. And so looking at the daily, when we look at the daily compared to yesterday, we have a higher low, we have a higher high, and when we dive into this to see how that came to be, you can see the high was put into Europe, the low was put in North America with the news a few minutes ago, and now we're retesting the high, right? And if we look at this intraday, like a 4-hour time frame, we can see the last 4-hour candle was an outside bar, right? We have higher highs, higher lower lows. And as we speak, the current 4-hour candle, which started an hour ago, is testing the highs. Okay, so if we break the high, maybe we're going higher. Maybe we're testing the high and coming back. Oh, there we are. Right, so this might be a fourth box. Right, I'm just going to put this 1 pip above just to make sure. There we go. All right, so I'm just giving it a fourth box from that swing low right here, giving it a chance to find resistance and turn around. Right, so we're testing this outside range right there, right? The outside range created on the 4-hour chart, right? So we're testing to see if this will hold and if we're coming back down, right? So on the 1 hour, we've officially retraced a little bit more than what took us down in the European session, right? So this is that famous nemesis of ours, right? This is a trader's worst nightmare. Right? When the market does stuff like this, right? It's just taking out the stops and reversing, right? Is it going to do the same thing here, right? Is it going to take out the stops and reverse, right? So let's find that out, right? Let's figure out what comes next. In the case of what I've built here for the last couple of days, overnight, I survived overnight. It came back to my break even twice. And this morning with other students, I added to the position and now I'm hedged or will be hedged if I get triggered. Right. So I'm expecting this outside range to be respected. And as such, I would expect lower lows to come. Right. I'm just trying to survive. Right. So with this bias in mind, this surviving mindset, that's where the hedge comes in. Right. And it's not triggered. And so I may be able to trail over time, right? I may be able to bring it down as the move progresses, hopefully in my favor. Right. So let's see what comes up next. Right. All the news is out. All right. So with my bearish outlook, I do want to be selling at resistance. Right. You can see here I have a few trades already open. Right, all on the short side, and therefore, I'll be willing, ready, and able to trigger the hedge if the market takes us there, at which point I'd be trading bullish on this upside area here, right? Basically pausing the drawdown on the bear side. Okay, so if we look at this on a 5-minute chart, the Fibonacci that's already there pretty much highlights the ladder that we're looking for. Right, so as expected, this Fibonacci respects the levels that we created. It simulates or emulates the ladder that we would be drawing manually. This is good enough for our needs. Right, let's just see what comes next. Right, maybe it is going to 09 and so on and so forth. Or maybe this will be respected and it turns back. Right, so pick a side and trade that side. Right, ideally you're trading moves that are within the box, stuff like this here. And if you find yourself upside down, so now you're in box number 2, you don't have to fight. You don't have to, you know, be anxious and worried about the situation. You can just take a loss. And immediately booking the loss relieves the anxiety, relieves all that stuff. It just makes it go away. Right? It resets the slate. I'm positioning myself to pick a fight with the market. Right? I'm not willing to give up on my bearish bias just yet. And so if I need to buy time, that's what I'll be doing with the hedging. Right? I'm buying the time that's required for me to find the move I need. And if that move never does come, so it's bullish and keeps on staying bullish, the hedge will remain open and I start closing losers. Right? So hedging is a temporary band-aid. No, it's part of their repair process. It's not something I aim to do every day. It does play a part in the strategy, right? But it's the least. It's the one part of the strategy I like using the least. I hate hedging, right? But sometimes you kind of commit. All right, so here we are. All right, testing the outside range. We'll see how and if it is respected. Our worst enemy is this thing here, right? Breaking the previous high just enough to wipe out the weaker players, the tighter players, the guys that are picking tops on purpose. Right? The guys that are picking tops put their stop loss a couple of pips away. We're not trying to pick the top. We just happen to put a trade there. Right? The trade that we put here has its own long tail stop, which I need to remove because I do have a hedge that's bigger than what I'm already spending. So yeah, we have to manage the money we spent so far. And then the hedge is the equivalent plus a little bit more. So you can make money on the bullish side. Okay, so let's see if we're right with our assessment, right? Our 4-hour candle outside range. We can see it here on a 5-minute scale, and it's so far respected. Are we going to make a lower low? Well, that's what I built my position for. All right. So getting paid on the short side is the intent for me today. I may be totally wrong. I may be hedged by midday today and then into tomorrow and into next week. Right? We have to wait and see. Hedging is just to buy time. in this particular case. You know, some guys will use hedging as a last resort, literally at the very last moment. And that's probably the worst thing to do. We have our hedge planned hours in advance. The trade is already there pending. And I've already got plan B, C, and D figured out before I'm forced into it. All right, so can I reset this trade? I think so. I just resold it. I'm recycling that trade that just closed. I would expect you guys to do the same. And there I am putting two of them. And if this is a top, I'll put my box right there on the top. And we would expect the price to remain in this current environment until it breaks. Right? I'm hoping it's going to break to the bottom. Okay, so situationally, we've tested the previous high. We did test the previous low, and we are range bound. There's no trend here. The news that would have been a trend maker was a dud. No, we came in line with expectations, really no change. Unemployment was a little bit on the bad side, but that's okay. It did not, change the market in any way. Pending home sales came in negative. Chicago PMI came in negative, and none of that stuff sent the euro to the moon. All right, let us recycle some trades and then watch it find its way lower over time. That would be the key. That would be my expectations for today. All right. So yesterday, those of you that played in this area here, you were presented with break even twice. Right. So if you got stuck yesterday playing the short side, you had two chances to get out with zero loss. Right. So depending on how you view things, depending on your perception, and also where you took your first trade, you would have been presented with maybe a 36 pip stop around here or around here. So let's recycle this one right there, green candle. I had students before the live session today, so I do have some trades from that work. And our trades there from yesterday also. And so remember the big one of the big takeaways from this strategy is to leave the casino after you've met your average. Right. So if your average is 20 trades or 20 pips or whatever it is you're comfortable doing daily, do that and walk away. Right. Don't look for more. If you're not feeling well, walk away. If you're feeling sick, walk away. Right. Don't trade when you're under the weather. Don't trade if you're intoxicated. You know, it's all about managing risk. It has nothing to do with chasing money. Right? It's speculating with little to no loss. That's the aim of the game, right? Little to no loss. Learn to lose. If you learn to lose, by definition, you're making money. And losing, in order to avoid losing, you can leave the casino. Right? I know myself. I have a hard time leaving the casino. I'm teaching all day long, and so I have to, create an environment that trades the intermediate time frame. Otherwise, I find myself over trading on the 1 minute chart. right? So a lot of the swing trading you see me do is because I'm here for hours at a time managing this stuff. If I was, stuck to my 2 hour window, like I recommend you guys do, uh, you learn to leave the casino, right? That's built into the system. Ideally, in my own personal accounts, I trade for 2 hours and then I switch. I turn off the live account, I switch to a demo, or I start teaching you guys in a demo account. I remove myself from the risk. All right, switch to a demo once you've met your average if you're compelled to keep going. Right, so there's that recycling. Can we recycle this? Trade number 3. This is what we have to contend with today. Squawk is quiet. Go. There we are. I spoke too soon. And we recycle some of these. We get a green candle near here. We can throw them on. All right, so this is our equity curve so far. All right. As a group, we're up $2,600.
According to a joint statement, Brazil, Suriname, and Guyana agreed to deepen discussions on cooperation in the oil and gas sector, including exploration and production.
Puppy move. Come on. Right. Yeah. Like we do every day. Let's take a peek at the dollar index in a sec. Right. So our dollar index on the 4 hour chart, as we speak, is returned back to support. Right. All of this zone here. And so this should offer us a little bit of a bounce, we would think. Yields doing the same thing. Maybe a little deeper to go, but still. Right. It's higher highs, higher lows. This is still a higher low. Right. This is still a higher low. Go. We keep recycling trades. This is too much fun. Gotta love it when a plan comes together. I'm selling that
Taking a
green
look at the
candle.
Fear and Greed Index, 79 out of 100, equaling extreme greed, and the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, 80 out of 100, also equaling extreme greed. And taking a look at the VIX, currently down that's down 2.6% at 13.47.
I'm selling that green candle. All right, so I just took 2 or recycled 2 trades. And there's a third one as it's pushing into that area here on the left. And then I'll save in case we get to the little top there. Right, so we've been targeting this zone up here, these 2 red lines. And yesterday we knew we'd be approaching 45 and 65. So we made it to 45. We made it to 55. And we're pushing away. Right? Keep it simple. Come on. Want to recycle a few more trades. I like to wake up a winner and finish the day a winner. There we are. If I can see a green candle in this zone up here.
US Senate Majority Leader Schumer says he hopes for the final passage of the stopgap funding bill by this evening. And at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we get EIA natural gas change forecast minus 86 BCF on the prior 60 BCF.
Green candle. I'm selling one. And there's a fourth. No, I'm done. No, I'll wait a few minutes and recycle some of these trades here. I'm hoping that I'll be able to post yesterday's video today. That'd be awesome. I hate being late a day because of the trades are still open. I can't upload the ending picture until the trades are closed. So I still have some of yesterday's trades open and the hedge hasn't triggered. So I'm still managing drawdown. Right. It takes open trades. So therefore it takes drawdown to close trades and to make money. So yeah, if you expect your trade to be in the money instantly, you're in for a rude awakening. Learn to be in drawdown, learn to appreciate being in drawdown while making money. Right? The test of 65 is still not out of the question. All right, let's go take a look. Higher time frame, why 65? Previous highs. So this is what we're contained to. This is the range we're operating with, right? The outside bar, their big red outside candlestick is containing our price action for now. And now we have to survive the outside range, right? So you pick a bias within this outside range, you play your bias. You don't have to play ping pong. Just find out if you want to play ping or pong. And then you play off of one or the other, right? You don't have to be uh, on both sides of the trade. One, two, three. I'm not sure. Yeah, this one's probably in the box. I have four there already. I just want to pace myself out before I put a fifth. 5 minutes. We can put the fib back on. Instead of drawing the ladder in this particular instance, actually, let's do it the other way. Let's do it this way. And figure out if we can get back to maybe 50 or 61. That would be nice. You know, a little pull back to 61. That would be a 21 pip move. You know, 2 boxes and a little bit. Who does not like 2 boxes? Looking promising.
At 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we get EIA natural gas change forecast, a draw of 86 BCF on the prior build of 60 BCF.
Come on. There we go. That's what we want. And with this news coming, the oil related news, we should not expect anything to rock our world, but it's on the calendar, so be cautious. Right? Try to maintain a 2-hour session per day. That will force you to leave the casino. And hopefully you're leaving with money or you're limiting your losses for the day. And 30 minutes at work, and we've already had a bunch of winners. Today's a good day. Today's an awesome day. Unless you look outside. We got about a foot of snow overnight. Last day of February. Ba-dum-bum-bum. I suck at reading tea leaves, but I'm pretty good at judging probabilities. Right? I need to see green so I can recycle. Right? If anybody here is trading along, right, you want to remain short, right? We want to fulfill this range here. We are in the range, so there's no reason to expect it's not trying to go to the other side. Right? So these are swings. They don't have a target. Right? Now I'm waiting for a green candle to reopen, recycle the trades that just closed, independent of the swing trades.
There's 1 minute remaining.
There's green. There's 2. If it pushes up into this zone here, I'll take a third and maybe a fourth if it goes even higher. There's a third and there's a fourth. Now my box is full. Let's wait. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee in your ear. Not trying to be slurpy. It's just extremely hot. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
10 seconds. Draw 96 BCF, draw 96 BCF, lower than the forecasted draw of 85 BCF.
There you go. Non-event for us. If we can close this box here, that would be an awesome start to the day. We'll have closed about 20 trades or so. That's the idea behind, going to the casino, win your hand of poker or whatever, and leave. Right? If we push it, if we keep trading and trading and trading and trading and trading, I'm bound to give this back. Green candle, sell, sell. I just took two. I put back the two that closed. There are three that closed. I put two on. Right. We may get to leave the casino as a group in the next 10 minutes or so. That'd be awesome. Leave no one behind. Waiting to see if I can sell a fifth up here somewhere. Well, gee whiz. 30 minutes. And
We have
we've
posted out the US EIA weekly natural gas storage reports on the feed for anybody interested.
so in 30 minutes we've done an average day of work. If you scale this, you're changing your life and you don't realize it. Right? The consistency we just experienced is life changing. We just have to figure out a way to scale this up and not change a single thing. Right? So scaling requires more capital, but the exact same behavior. Right? So your box, your security blanket is telling you what to do, where to do it, when to do it, and how to do it. The amount of money you put in the box is a function of the amount of money you have to work with. Right? It has nothing to do with the market behaving. You allocate that money.
So Biden speaks to reporters and says a Israel-Hamas ceasefire probably won't start by Monday.
You allocate that money ahead of time. I'm allocating 1% per box before I even sit down at my computer. Right? I'm already willing to put that money to risk before I sit down at my computer. I just don't know if I get the opportunities, right? I have to see the facts. Green candle, there's a sell. That's just one. Right? And I'm coming back to my overall position. My overall break even is right here. Right. So trading in a discretionary account, an account that's under your name, gives you the luxury of bending the rules once in a while. In this case, hedge if you're, pushed into that lower probability outcome. You can find a way out. Right. It's this, trading like a Spartan. Right? All you have is your shield, your spear, and that little piece of cloth in front of your dink. Right? The rest is between your ears. There we are. We've retraced back to 50%, testing the 61. Let's see if 61 will hold. It seems to be for now, temporarily. There's a little bit of a green bounce happening here, but I don't think that's going to go to the moon. Right? So let's see what happens next. If I don't think it's going to the moon, I might as well sell that resistance. Right? I'm selling this stuff over here. I think there's Fed speeches on the calendar forthcoming. Right? So that's in 20 minutes or so. Where is it? Oh, right here. Goldsby and Bostic. These guys have the ability to light the fire. Let us close a few more winners. And then
US House Speaker Johnson says the bill text on fiscal year 2024 spending bills are to be posted this weekend.
20 minutes or so, and I'll call it a day for the recording. And maybe I'll be able to upload both today and yesterday at once. Yesterday, we happened to have been pushed into plan B and C, right? We ended up having to execute trades at 45 and 65, which was the low probability outcome. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you have a plan. Right? Remember, in trading, you're actually allowed to make mistakes, right? You're not allowed to stay in the mistake, but you're allowed to make them. In the real world, we get reprimanded for making mistakes. Right? Here, you have to recognize your mistakes. The sooner, the better. They're allowed. Right? So don't be afraid to make them. Just learn to make fewer of them over time. And this is why we have a toolbox. Right? The old, trade 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. It's because they have us thinking with a 2-to-1, you only need 40% wins. Therefore, in our mind, we are now agreeing to losing 60% trades. But in reality, you're here to be right, not to be wrong 60% of the time and not do anything about it. right? If you're going to be wrong 60% of the time, you're going to go broke. You have to do something about it. This is what we're doing here, right? We're spreading that risk instead of putting it all at once. And so now we're waiting for multiple small outcomes instead of one big outcome, which as a swing trader is 50-50. You know, the environment changes before the trade closes. Here, it's the other way around. The trade closes before the environment has a chance to change. We're trading the volatility between the catalysts. Okay, I'll recycle that trade right there.
In 10 minutes time now at 10:50 a.m. Eastern Time, Atlanta Fed President Bostic is participating in a fireside chat at the 2024 Banking Outlook Conference. Topics include the economic outlook, monetary policy, and the state of the banking industry. Keep in mind there is no text expected for Fed's Bostic, but there is a Q&A.
All right. Coming back to 50, 61. The next rung on the ladder will tell the story. Oh, I have to close my window. The snow blowers are out. And all the neighbors are pulling out their snow blower. Right. Come on, give us a bounce from the edge of the box right here. That would be sweet. You have a click or two to spend. There's a nice little green candle there. Right? And any retracement towards the edge of the box is an opportunity to take a trade. All right, I'll take one right now. Uh, 29th of February, we should see the London fix for the last time of the month. It'd be interesting to see what it will bring with it. Considering a leap year, we don't see the 29th of February very often. Wonder what the London fix will bring as a result. Today feels like a Friday. Sorry, I was just looking at gold. Gold had a pretty nice little day too, right here. This is as a result of this morning's news event, right off of support. A nice $20 move. Right, so yesterday we were building shorts, and today the shorts are finally closing. It took 24 hours longer than expected. That's how they get under our skin. right? So if you can find a 2 hour window and just use that 2 hour window to, to the best of your abilities, and then leave the casino, avoid swing trading, and you will be flat every day, right? If you start swing trading, if you start incorporating multiple plays within the 2 hour window, you're opening the door to uncertainty. Learn to make your money and run. I'm sitting here all day long teaching this stuff all day long, so I'm in trades all day long. Right? So the rest of what you see here is swings. And we're approaching the 76% retracement. Right? 61 failed to hold. If we have green candles, sell them. All right. See if we can go a little deeper than this. Another 4 boxes would be awesome. All right, that would give us a lower low on the day. And then some. 790. Yes. 790 would be beautiful. 36 pips is about 790. Yeah. Right, here we go. So 4 more boxes from where we are would bring us to the target we're looking for. 790 is over here. And that should be 4 boxes. And it is 4 boxes. Stay short, my friends. Stay short. Sell green candles. Oh, there's a green candle. 1. There we are. And another green, or same one, but I'll take it anyways. Come on. I'd love to see the bottom of this box right now. This one here, right there. I'll take one right there and slow down the clicks till I start to recycle some of these. Right, the target for my swings is 790. It's been the target since yesterday, right here. Make that yellow. Perfect. All right. So the green candle should pay off here in a few seconds. Selling green at resistance is the ticket for today. It's about 10 minutes. We have the London fix.
At 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we get Kansas City Fed Composite Index forecast -2 on the prior -9, and Kansas City Fed Manufacturing prior -17. We also expect comments from Fed Goolsbee, who joins a virtual event for remarks on monetary policy at an unusual time. No text is expected, but a Q&A is.
For not being trend traders, we're pretty good at making money within the trend, which is within a range. Right? They told us to be trend traders, but they neglected to tell us that it's within a range. I'm recycling that trade right there. I put 2 on. Let's just watch it go, push up a little bit, retest the edge of the box. I guess not. Fun's only beginning. We're at 88% retracement from our outside range. I guess we'll take that off now. All right, I'm breaking even on everything. 2 days of work is now resolved. What a feeling, what a rush. I'm waiting for green candles. I can't sell if it's not giving me an entry. All right, we don't want to be chasing this. We want to make money from this, but not by chasing it. Right? That's fear.
Comments from Fed's Bostic says inflation came down much faster than I'd expected.
Thank you, Mr. Boston. Right, so if I see green, I can recycle trades, but without green, there's no trading. There's no selling. Right, and there's green. 1, 2, 3. I have a 4th one left. I just want to spend that fourth one in the upper half, not the lower half of the box. Oh,
Fed's Bostic says the last few inflation readings have shown that it is going to be a bumpy path back to 2%.
bumpy path. Let's enjoy it.
Says we have to stay vigilant and attentive.
Wise. He's very wise. Okay. Get me to the bottom of the
Bostic says
box.
inflation not at the goal yet. It's premature to declare victory.
And we're approaching the UK fix. The London fix is in 5 minutes, right? So anticipate some kind of a move in the next 5 minutes, right? It could be blowing through the bottom. It could be bouncing back up.
At
Right.
11 a.m. Eastern Time, we get Kansas City Fed Composite Index, the forecast -2 on the prior -9. Kansas City Fed Manufacturing, prior -17. We also expect comments from Fed Scoresby, who joins a virtual event for remarks on monetary policy at an unusual time. No text is expected, but a Q&A is.
Yeah.
Fed Bostic says it's probably appropriate to reduce policy rate in the summertime.
I just took a trade on that green candle there. Right, so what am I looking at now for my swing target? My swing target is officially 3 boxes away. So closed a couple more winners. This looks pretty good for today. We did all right as a group. I'll take a picture of that. And that will be the screenshot for today's video. And tomorrow, yesterday's video, I'll post when I close the swing trades. There. Save picture right there. Okay, so that's that for today's video. And now I'll just keep managing everything that I have into a close somewhere down here. And I'll be able to post yesterday's video, which had the opening of the swing trades.
Kansas City Fed Composite Index released earlier to -4, which is lower than forecast, -2.
Was this even on the calendar? Oh yeah, right here. 9:30 bell auctions. That should be volatile. That usually is, right? So it's scheduled
And the
for
Kansas
9:30.
City Fed Manufacturing 3-3.
So the auction itself is scheduled at 9:30, but by the time it reverbs into our market, it's like 9:35, right? So you see the bell, you see the news come, and the market's not doing anything, and then 5 minutes later, boom. Well, that's why, because it's an auction and it has to trickle to us, right? So be aware that the auction is on the books and there's volatility around that time.
Shortly expecting comments from Fed Scoresby.
I'm kind of hoping Mr. Goldsby will reinforce what we have going on here and not interfere with it. Right, so remember these two yellow lines here on the higher time frame. This is highlighting last week, and so far this week has been so far this entire week has been contained to last week.
The US to sell $79 billion in 3-month bills on March 4th to settle on March 7th, and the US to sell $70 billion in 6-month bills on March 4th to settle on March 7th.
3-day settlement. And so, yeah, the range is still valid, and I think we're going to be testing the lower band, right? So we've been trying to go north. It's failed 3 days. Maybe it's time that we go south for a day or two. Beautiful. I love this stuff. There's a sell on the green. And just recycling the trades that closed a few minutes ago over here. All right, just another few minutes and I'll let you guys go. I'm just wanting to see if we can get to the bottom of this box right now, right here. So that's what we want, right? Open and close all in one candle. That's my kind of money. Wonder what our equity curve looks like right now. We're up $27 on the swings. The account is at $5,700. That's awesome. We're $3 away from 57. We've lost in total 350 trades. We've won 3,400. And we've given the broker $500 of our profits. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, are we going to recycle? Come on. This is what has us trapped right here. We have to break outside of the range. I think the current 4-hour candle, which still has 2 hours left, will be able to do that. Right? Or we'd be fools to buy against that red candle. All right. If anything, the current red candle is a sell opportunity if and when it turns green. Right? And then we'll see that here. Here we are, busting a move. So I have trades closing in my other platform. Boy, oh boy. Oh, green. Sell one. Sell two. Some of our swing trades are up 25 pips. Some of our swing trades are up 15 pips, 12 pips. That's awesome. Remember, if you're targeting 2 to 1, it's because you're expecting 40% wins. And therefore, you're okay with 60% losses. Think about it. Are you really okay with 60% losses? Right? In reality, 2 to 1 is a lot harder than we think. And the facts are you're going to be closer to a 1-to-1 trader. Right? By the time all is said and done, you look at a month's worth of work and it's 1-to-1. And so I use a long tail stop that gives me tons of space. And within that space, I figure out my way out in the order of 1-to-1. Right? Breaking even. I lose some, I win some. Want to get to the bottom two here, and then I'll stop the video, stop the recording. If it doesn't get down there in the next 5 minutes or so, I'll have to go anyways, but I'm hoping it will. We'll see. I have shovel, I have snow to go shovel before the bylaw officer comes knocking. Come on, I just want to recycle these last two trades and then I can stop the recording, and I'm just going to let my swing trades behave on their own while I go outside for an hour. There we are. There's one. Give me the other. Typical. Right there, I'd be tempted to open another trade, but I'm itching to go outside. So I'm just going to pause the clicking. There we go. So done for today as a group, but I'm not done trading as a whole. Right. So I'm going to leave you be, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at this time, to repeat, do the same thing all over again, make more money. All right. Trade safe, ladies and gents. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.